Alright, what's going on, guys? It's week 13 for my training. Got a special week. Ahead of me this time. We have a 5K time trial. Gonna go ahead and knock that out. I'm gonna have to rearrange my workouts on my run app plan because they wanted me to do this 5K on Tuesday, but I'd rather go and sign up for a race and have other people kind of push me along, see how that goes. So I went ahead and I signed up for a race, which is gonna be this Saturday. I'm gonna go ahead and switch some of my workouts around, just reorganize them. I only have 5 workouts this week, so I'll have Monday and Friday off. I want to say, I have Monday and Friday off. But as far as the other ones, it is a deload week, kind of a taper week, mixed in together. Yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to this Saturday. We'll knock out a race and we'll get that done. So I got 135 loaded up on the bar. Now I know what y'all are thinking. Y'all are like, whoa. Are you trying to break a world record? Why do you have 135 loaded up on the bar? You're going too heavy. But there's actually a good reason for that. A very stupid reason for that. I'm about to tell you about a little story, you know? All right, so story time. And a pint. Kirin Ichiban, pretty good tasting beer. That's good. All right, so I got a little side quest going on, right? Besides me actually running the 10K in July out there in Utah, there was something else behind the works going on. I didn't really talk about it too much, but maybe you've seen it a little bit in some of my videos. You know, I've been doing some heavy lifting. You know, I did a baseline test of all my maxes, and then ever since then, I haven't been going every single day, but I have been doing gym 3 to 4 times a week, making sure I get all the core lifts in, that being my squat, bench, deadlift, and you can pretty much tell off of that what the side quest is, right? So this is probably back at the end of 2025. I got a couple of buddies of mine. They were going on about who's stronger. And these are there's some pretty strong people, you know. To this day, I don't know who brought it up. They say it was one or the other that brought up a meet, doing a powerlifting meet. And if you know me, lifting has always been a part of my lifestyle. I've always hit the gym. I've always used to work out, and especially when I wasn't as big into running as I am now, I at least would go to the gym and I'd lift weights 6 to 7 times a week. That being said, whenever this meet got brought up, you know, I just had to insert myself in there to get a little shit talking going on. Even though I really didn't care that much about it at this point. Right now, I'm really passionate into my running, making sure I'm getting faster and getting faster. But I just had to throw myself in there just for the love of the game, you know, the competition. I love competition, regardless of whether or not I was going to be competing in their weight class or not. I just wanted to go ahead and throw myself in there. It'd be a good experience. I've never done one, but I figured I'd throw myself in there. We actually found a meet. We had to do some membership applications. We had to get a membership application through the USAPL, and then after you get your membership, then you can go ahead and start entering into some meets. But other than that, it was going to be a good time. It was going to be a good experience with a couple buddies of mine, right? Another stupid thing I did as we're going into this competition was deciding what weight class I was going to weigh in at. I just eat whatever I want, and I would comfortably sit, but I would be chunky. I did have a good bit of fat on me, but I would comfortably sit around 170 to like 174, 175, around there. I don't know why I chose it. The 148 pound weight class kind of stood out to me, and I was like, I think 150s is a very nice athletic weight for me, where I'm good and I could actually maintain in the 150, 155s. So it would just be a weight cut down to 148 after, you know, I get to the 155s at least, right? And this is me at 174, 175, and in on my heavy days where I overate, I'd be in 176, 177, you know? Now, where I messed up was we had knowledge about this meet towards the end of last year, November, December, and then I had more knowledge January, February, but I never locked in. For some reason. I always just pushed that aside. I ended up towards the end of March. I want to say like March 24th was when I actually realized, I'm like, oh crap, the meet's coming up. The meet is in May 16th, by the way. May 16th is the meet date, and I had to be 148, and this is like March 27th. I got pictures and everything of my weigh-ins around that time. This is about to be a very aggressive weight cut. I'm gonna have to be losing potentially 3 pounds a week leading up to the meet. So I got 6 weeks and I got to lose 25, 26 pounds. Now, at first, I knew it was going to be a challenge. I knew it was going to be hard to do, but I didn't think it was impossible. So I started going a lot harder on my workouts in the gym. Obviously, my running stayed the same. I got a running plan that I stick to religiously. I make sure I knock out my miles. I make sure I knock out my workouts. So that stayed the same. That's actually beneficial, and it helped me out a lot to bring my weight down to what it is now. And now I'm pretty comfortable knowing that I will be able to make the 148 weight class, but it has been tough. I did start counting my macros a lot. Always hit my proteins, my fats, and my carbs have been cut down a lot, but it's doable. I still have a good bit of meals throughout the day. I'll potentially make a video on what one day of eating was like during this prep. I locked in pretty good. I've been able to drop down recently to 157. My weight, I'm going good. I think I can. We got maybe 2 more weeks, 2 weeks and a half left until the meet. I can lock in a couple more pounds down as close as I can to that 150. And then after the 150, or however close I can get to, I can go ahead and manipulate some water weight. You know how a fighter would cut weight, just not as aggressive as where they lose 10, 12, 15 pounds overnight. If I can get down as slow as I can, healthily while I'm still eating, and then I can water load, go ahead and do that and manipulate water out of my system. Hopefully like a 4 to 5 pound weight cut. That'd be pretty good. What I have noticed is my lifts have taken a toll. But lately, these past workouts that I've been doing, I've noticed a big drop. I've, a little discouraged in what I'm going to end up hitting at the meet. But I always think back to it. I know this isn't really what I've been training for. What I've been training for a lot more is the 10K that's coming up. And that's what I really need to focus on. I could do this side quest. I'll enjoy the time that I have. I'll enjoy all of that. Make sure I get good footage for that, and I'll show you how that goes. I don't want to get too wrapped up in feeling bad whether I hit some numbers or not, even though hopefully I can perform my best, but I will perform my best that day. So we'll see how that ends up going. Other than that, that's kind of the backstory to this side quest that's going on. Terrible timing on my part, waiting way too long to actually start dialing in on a diet, dialing in on cutting this weight. It would have been a much more smoother process. I would have been able to fuel a lot smarter than going this aggressive on a calorie deficit, So just something to learn for the future. But other than that, like I said earlier in this video, I got a deload this week, but it's not just like any other deload. I have a 5K time trial. The way it was set up, and I'll show y'all here in a bit, the way it was set up was they wanted me to do a time trial in the beginning of the week, which was on a Tuesday, but I don't want to just go out there and just try to go on an all-out 5K, especially by myself. It's not a really good atmosphere. I could just go knock it out. I could knock it out outside, knock it out on a treadmill, and just go all out, probably get a good time, and that'd be nice, but that's not the way I want to go about it. I want to lock into a race. I want to run against other people. So I went ahead and signed up for a race, which is going to be this Saturday, and I'll make sure to get footage for that too. But since I'm doing it like that, I have to mix around, and I have to move around my workouts that's currently on the run plan right now. And now I'll show you my plan behind that too. Yeah, other than that, make sure I get a good deload, make sure I get some good recovery these next couple of days. It's Monday, so here in 4 days or so, I'm gonna be primed and ready to go up against some competitors out there on Saturday and knock out a pretty good 5K. Also, on a lighter note, check out these shoes right here. Look at these. My wonderful lady got me these right here, these Alpha Flight 3s. Look at these. Couldn't ask for anything better than some nice racers, some Alpha Flight 3s. I'll make sure to get some miles in them. I was thinking of whether or not I should use these for the race that's coming up this Saturday, but it's too soon. I haven't really broke these in, and I don't know, Alpha Flies on a 5K, it kind of seemed like overkill a little bit right now, you know. Maybe I could save those for a little bit longer races, for a 10K and so on. 5K, kind of want to conserve as much weight as I can. I got Vaporfly 4s also that she got me, and I'm gonna go ahead and run in those. They've already been broken in. I do a lot of my track workouts, my speed workouts in those Vaporflies. So yeah, those are nice and primed pretty much to go out there for a race. So that's pretty much gonna be the plan. I'm gonna wear those and have a good race. Try to come out on top. PR for sure. Unless I don't, then it was still part of the plan. No, we're gonna go for a PR. Actually, the crazy thing about this is this will be my first 5K in over a year that I've raced. You know, obviously, whenever I first got back into running, I was doing a lot of 5Ks at the beginning. And then I started switching over, and then I ended up going into a half marathon training block, which lasted almost the entirety of 2026. It was 7 to 8 months where I was just locked in on pretty long mileage, and the goal was sub 130, which I broke at the Austin International. Great race. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and go watch it. First video I put up on here. Very good race, very fun race actually. I do get fixated whenever I say I want to run a certain time in a certain distance. I want to fixate on that and then just keep going and going and going until I get it done. So I think I ran like 3 to 4 half marathons. Yeah, I think I ran like 3 to 4 half marathons just leading up to the Austin half marathon, making sure I could go underneath 130, which I smashed that. Got a 125 on the Garmin watch, got a 126 official time. Fun race, all that. That's why now I'm going for this 10K time goal for that. I'm not ready to tell you the time goal for that. I'll make it'll probably come out in another video, but I am gonna run this 10K. as fast as I can. It's gonna be a good one too. I get to go out to Salt Lake City, you know, have fun out there, maybe see some stuff. But other than that, I do plan on coming back to the 5Ks, and I do want to keep on smashing my 5K time lower and lower and lower and lower. Don't know how long it'll take, but 16s will be coming soon. But other than that, that's the plan. That's the story of the side quest I'm on. As soon as the side quest is done, I'll always keep on training weights. It's good to cross train, injury prevention for running. But my main passion right now is in running. So let's stick to that, and let's get faster, and let's get stronger, and let's do it like that. That's the plan. Story time and a pint.